okay, you come to YouTube and you listen to people like me, and there's lots of people now talking their ideas through YouTube, which I think is great and wonderful to feel inspiration and so forth. But but what is ultimately wisdom? Because that's what we want to get to at the end of the day, isn't it? And each of us doesn't want just knowledge. We want something more. We want the wisdom of integrated knowledge, where knowledge becomes more than just facts. We can Google something if we want to find a fact out, but we can't Google wisdom, can we? We can't find the wise thing to do. We can't know what's right through Googling or through even looking anything up in the books, because intellectually we completely exhaust ourselves nowadays. We go round and round in circles, overthinking everything, don't we? Everything seems to be instant answers. We want, instant answers, and we want to find out how do we buy this and get that. It's all the internet does it all for us now, doesn't it? And we've become very weak in many ways in the aspect of ourselves which I would probably loosely define as wisdom, or jnana as they might call it in India. The idea of innate wisdom, right? I mean, the scientists, they have all the facts, they have great ideas, they know how things work, but do they have that understanding of wisdom? I find that sometimes people that are very clever sometimes are not very self-aware. They can't laugh at themselves, they have no humour, they have no insight, they're almost blinkered, and then other people away with the fairies with all sorts of great ideas, but their minds are not balanced either, because they've got no grounding, So they have no wisdom, either of them. Whether you're some Californian creek, hey, or you're a wise scientist, somewhere along the line we've got to find this aspect that we elusively call wisdom. I mean, we think of wise people like the Buddha. He came to wisdom in a way through lots of inquiry. He basically, his main question was, why do we suffer? And he looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and looked, and he tried every technique. He went all over Varanasi and places in India, and he tried to understand things through endless by putting himself through all sorts of privations, and eventually got there. And then it became almost inexpressible, because he had understood it rather than knew it in an intellectual way. Because so often we lose the wisdom because we just get involved in endless mental gymnastics, and that's no good. It won't get you there. And even worse than that are people, and I really hate these type of people that just mimic others. They just pretend to be someone else. They just oh, Craig said that, I'm going to say the same thing. He made that prediction, I'll make the same one. But there's lots of mimics out there, who are shallow, in my opinion. I'm pretty shallow, you might think too, but at least I try. So in order to get this wisdom, how do we get to it? Knowledge is part of it. It will help us there, but what we've really got to do, I think, is first of all empty ourselves. We've got to understand that we don't know the answers, before we can know the answers. It's a bit like, I think Jesus said, I'm not sure if I got this right, but did he not say something like, empty yourself and I will fill thee? I'm not sure if I've got that right. There's something like that. It's as if we got to, in order to come to the enlightenment, we've got to throw out every single mental concept we've got, right? And that includes belief too, and that includes throwing out all your mental concepts, like of what you might have for Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism or Judaism. Chuck all that stuff out, okay? It could be valid, but you've got to find it for yourself. That's where wisdom comes, I believe. It's got to come when we understand that we have to kind of understand our true nature, and nobody else can tell us what our true nature is. So that's how we do it. It's almost, in order to gain this knowledge, this higher knowledge, this knowledge of wisdom, it's almost we have to get rid of our knowledge. We have to become like children again. We have to become innocent in ourselves. We have to, I think, trust our own experience, not other people's experience, and not other people's beliefs. Okay, we can learn from all that, but that's still not the ultimate knowledge, is it? The ultimate knowledge has to be realized. It has to come from the very, very depths of our innermost self. We have to know it in our hearts so much that it's almost impossible to express, because it goes beyond the conceptual knowledge that you can look up on Google. It has to become wisdom. Is the future set, or can we change it? In my new book, I take a mystical journey to India to do magical remedies that will change my personal destiny. I open a 5,000-year-old secret oracle that tells about what will happen in the future. I meet strange siddha yogis with miraculous powers who show me how to eradicate the karma that drives events. What I discover changes everything. We can all change our destiny, and maybe together we can change the future of the world as well. Start making that change. My new book, Mystic Journey to India, that has now been made into a major international documentary series, is now available on Amazon.